Hello, my name is Blake Patterson, and welcome to Real Values. On this week's episode, I discuss the best films of 1984. Now, here are a few honorable mentions: Beverly Hills Cop, The Karate Kid, Moscow on the Hudson, Secret Honor, and The Terminator. Number 10, Stop Making Sense. The late great filmmaker Jonathan Demme directed what is likely my favorite concert film due to his aesthetically electrifying direction and the overwhelming energy of the talking heads. I was a teenager when I first watched this film, and it was my introduction to the talking heads. While I love the other tracks, I have frequently thought about Once in a Lifetime because of its impact on me. Number 9, Gremlins. Joe Dante's best film satirizes 80s corporate culture in a family horror comedy that fluidly balances the adorable and the horrific. There are moments when Gremlins warms your heart, such as when we first meet Gizmo. Then the film is genuinely scary, like when the Gremlins attack Lynn Peltzer. While many people love the sequel, I prefer Gremlins for the tones Dante and screenwriter Chris Columbus cohere masterfully. Number 8, Repo Man. Alex Cox's 1984 masterpiece continues to entertain due to how defiant and hilarious it is as a science fiction satire of consumerism and televangelism in the Reagan era. For many people, Emilio Estevez will always be the jock from The Breakfast Club, but his performance as Otto remains more significant personally due to how he epitomizes the character's rebellious spirit. Repo Man might be too niche for some viewers, but it is a memorable feature due to Cox's eccentric personality as an auteur. Number 7, The Company of Wolves. Some have probably never heard of Neil Jordan's The Company of Wolves, unless they are into horror films or know about canon films. The film is an elegantly made and haunting reimagining of Little Red Riding Hood that explores identity and adolescence. The Company of Wolves will have you at once in awe of its craftsmanship and surprised by what Jordan and Angela Carter explore beneath the surface of the fairy tale. Number 6, Love Streams. John Cassavetes' last personal film is a beautiful, eccentric gem because it explores the idea of love through the specific personalities and viewpoints of two siblings, the cynical Robert and the optimistic Sarah. It is an emotionally charged work that derives psychologically from the chaos of these characters' beings. After 40 years, Cassavetes and Gena Rowlands' emotions are still palpable, and Love Streams is an exemplary example of their passion for each other and the medium they explored. Number 5, Stranger Than Paradise. In its portrait of three aimless young adults and their attempts to connect despite the obstacles, Jim Jarmusch creates a vividly realized series of connective episodes shot statically between transitions where the film cuts to black. The emptied spaces evoke the minimalism and isolation of Michelangelo Antonioni, but Jarmusch's deadpan sensibility provides a refreshing reflection of these nonconformists in Reagan's America. In his first masterpiece, Jarmusch exhibits a youthful but mature spirit in his engagement with his characters and their conflicts. Number 4, Paris, Texas. Before he made this American masterwork, Wim Wenders had already made a name for himself with Alice in the Cities and Kings of the Road. In Paris, Texas, Wenders applies his restrained, humanistic approach to the journey of Travis Henderson, a beautifully authentic performance by Harry Dean Stanton. Against the American Southwest, Wenders captures the broken heart of a man through his alienation and longing. Number 3, Streetwise. Devastating but important, Martin Bell's Streetwise defies the ignorant American generalization of the impoverished being guilty of putting themselves in their place. As serious as the conflicts depicted are, Bell never exploits these children when filming for cheap sentiment. Some will likely watch Streetwise once due to its bleakness, but it is an essential sociologically nuanced depiction of an oppressed community. Number 2, Mike's Murder. Most people who watch this video have likely never heard of James Bridges' forgotten film, Mike's Murder. While the film has a fascinating but troubled history due to the Ladd Company's involvement, Mike's Murder is an excellent thriller where Deborah Winger's Betty Parrish investigates the life of a lover she thought she knew after he was murdered. From Winger's brilliant performance to John Barry's elegant score, Mike's Murder is the best example of a studio-altered achievement since Orson Welles' The Magnificent Ambersons. And number 1, The Times of Harvey Milk. My favorite documentary of all time examines Harvey Milk's life and does not shy away from Milk's childish tantrums. However, Rob Epstein respects Milk and his importance to the LGBTQ+ community. As it interweaves personal interviews with different people and archival footage, Epstein reminds audiences why fighting against fascism matters and to believe in a better nation. Milk's audio recording at the end of the documentary about hope is palpable and relevant at this moment. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great night.